2019 Diciest roster decisions. Okay, I've got number 5. You ready for number 5? I'm going to start from 5 going to 1. Leonard Fournette. What are the Jaguars going to do with this kid who had a tremendous first season and was one of the top 5 reasons, while we're on the subject of top 5, he was one of the top 5 reasons why they almost made the Super Bowl last year. He personally punked the Pittsburgh Steelers every single time that they saw the Steelers last year. This year he was injured. He didn't even run for 500 yards. He got suspended by the NFL because he went crazy in Western New York and basically blew that game up that the Jaguars needed and were in line to win. Then he wasn't even playing at the last week of the season, and he's sitting there with his arms folded, and Tom Coughlin called it basically conduct detrimental, and the team is trying to void the final guaranteed dollars on his rookie contract. It's $7.1 million, even if they lose that no doubt grievance that will be filed by the NFL Players Association about voiding guaranteed dollars over this conduct. It's still $7 million. I mean, you could swallow that like it's no big deal. What are they going to do? TJ Yeldon's gone, but are they going to trade Leonard Fournette and just start new quarterback, new running back situation? Wow. They do have Carlos Hyde sitting there. Obviously, that was just a short-term stopgap, but they could sign him and see what they can do on that front. I'm very keen to see what they're going to do with Leonard Fournette in Jacksonville. That's number 5. Number 4, you'd think this would be number 1, but it isn't, okay? Eli Manning. Here's how it's going to go. All right, Dave Gettleman, the general manager of the Giants today, said what did he say today when he met with the media?
They basically had a very serious conversation, laid it all out on the table.
No holds barred.
No holds barred.
Conversation. And basically, Gettleman sitting down with Eli Manning. Here's how it's going to go. Eli, do you want to still play? Answer. No. Okay. When do we have the press conference? We'll make a video for you. We'll have a whole big to-do for you on your behalf. Yeah, that's the crowd will be cheering for you. Name the night. We'll have the whole Manning family out there. We'll give you the big Giant send-off. Thank you for letting us know early on. Answer's yes. He's playing football for the Giants next year. They are not ending the Eli Manning era by cutting him when he doesn't want to be cut.
But why not?
Because...
But if you say you're going to do everything in the best interest of the Giants, it is not in the Giants' best interest to have Eli Manning as the quarterback next year.
But they could still draft Dwayne Haskins. What are they drafting? What position are they drafting? The New York Giants are drafting 6th overall. They might need to trade up for Dwayne Haskins on that front because I guess he is the best quarterback that's out there. Or the kid from Duke just said he's playing. He's throwing his hat in the ring. They could still draft a quarterback, or they could go ahead and sit there and tell Eli Manning, you're back, but we're going to sign another young quarterback. They could do that. They're not going to tell Eli Manning we're done here. That's just not happening. The Giants aren't doing it, and they can draft some young kid, and all he is if they do cut him, if they do ever do that, if they do want to do that, they save $17 million on the cap. If they want to do it, they'll do it. I don't think it's a dicey situation at all. Do you want to play anymore, Eli? Yes? Okay. No? We're done now. Very simple. They'll figure it out. That's why it's not number 1. Here's number 3 above it, just to troll on you, Brockman. Tom Brady.
Oh, come on.
Tom Brady has 1 year left on his contract at $15 million. This year, they made him reconfigure his contract for $5 million in incentives. Guess how much money out of the $5 million in incentives he made? $0.00. Oof. $15 million for Tom the Goat Brady? Okay, so let's say he wants to play for that. You don't think he's going to want more dollars put on there or another guaranteed year after that? And will the Patriots do that at age 42? Then there's Gronk. What are they going to do with Gronk? There are a ton of more fascinating roster decisions to be made at the New England Patriot place than there is for the New York Football Giants right now.
You know what's crazy when you think about the Patriots? They tried to trade Gronk this offseason to Detroit, right?
And he threatened to retire.
Gronk threatened to retire. And then there was the rumor that the capital they were going to get from Detroit, they were going to trade up and take Baker Mayfield. So the Patriots' instincts this offseason were 100% correct.
I know.
Get rid of Gronk, Get the guy for the future who turned out to be probably the offensive rookie of the year.
And yet they are still the 2 seed. And the many reasons why is Tom Brady, who might not be playing like he did in previous years, but that might also not be his fault either. He's making some great moves in the pocket. He is as great as ever. They're still the 2 seed. I still think they're making the Super Bowl. I can't wait to see how this plays out with 1 year left on his deal. What if he says, I want to play till I'm 45?
Well, that's all he's been saying.
Okay, I know that. So what are the Patriots going to do about that? Exactly why he's above Eli Manning on this. It's so much more simple with Eli.
But if Tom starts playing with the way Eli played this year.
But Eli's not turning to the Giants and saying, I want 3 more years, which Brady might do.
We don't know what Eli's saying.
Oh, baby. Yeah. Then there's number 2, and it's Nick Foles. I can't believe we're having this conversation again, but we have to. They have absolutely played differently with Nick Foles over the last 3 weeks. They have absolutely done that. I don't know how you can, if he goes and runs it back and he beats the Bears and they go into New Orleans and perform way differently than Carson Wentz did in that building just a few weeks ago, how you could just basically say, guess what? Nick Foles is just a backup and he's just doing it again. I don't know how you can do that.
Imagine.
I don't know how you can do that. When Wentz has got a back problem, he had a knee problem, he can't stay healthy or hasn't been able to stay healthy. Here's the scoop. A month before the new league year, meaning a week after the Super Bowl, the Eagles have to look at Nick Foles and say your $20 million option is picked up, and Foles then has 5 days to agree to it. And he won't agree to that because guess what? On the open market, if he does make another run, he's going to make a ton more than $20 million for just 1 year. If Case Keenum got all that money thrown at him for a 2-year deal in Denver, why can't Nick Foles? And why wouldn't the Giants go and knock on Nick Foles' door if they went ahead and told Eli Manning we're done now? Why wouldn't they?
Or Jacksonville.
Why wouldn't the RPO stuff with Saquon work even better than it's working with Smallwood and all those guys down in Philadelphia? This is going to be monumental. And the next few weeks is absolutely going to set the stage. That's number 2. And then number 1 is Antonio Brown. I don't know how you can argue it. And the Steelers have a situation here where it costs them just $1 million more to keep him than they would to just cut him. And it's $21 million to $22. So it's not just a mere bag of shells. It is a ton of money. Now, trading him. Would you go ahead and acquire him at age 30 for $22 million right now, knowing that he also have 2 more years left? He's an unrestricted free agent in 2021. So you could basically even franchise him then too. Would you bring him on? Would you bring him on if you are the Jets sitting there at 3rd overall and you've got all these pass rushers out there and you want to get Bell and Brown and give them to Sam Darnold and say good luck to whoever the new head coach is to try and keep that all straight? Do you, if they're the 49ers, 2nd overall, flip that? Because that's the sort of stuff that the Steelers are going to be wanting if they're going to take a $21 million dead cap hit. For real? I don't know. I don't know how this all works out. Certainly, if Steeler players are looking at Mike Tomlin and saying, I don't understand how you would even talk to an agent Sunday morning to see if he's going to play after he flipped the ball at the quarterback. Come on. This is just going to be unbelievable because it's not just the Steelers roster decision. It's roster decisions for a ton of teams that might want to acquire him. That is going to be lit. And those are the top 5 Dicey roster decisions coming up in 2019 as they currently stand right here.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.